Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace and blessings to be on the speaker, the one who would always speak the words of truth and wisdom. Peace be on the speaker, the one who speaks the words of truth and wisdom, and peace be on the listener, who has uncluttered herself and or himself from the unnecessary cluttering in their awareness. I have received an inquiry regarding the person who inquired about that. First, they made a statement that they appreciated that I speak the words of truth and wisdom. They feel it's truth. They feel it is truth. The words of truth. They feel it. These are the words of truth. They don't think it. They feel it. That's what they said. And these are the words of wisdom. And they said, we love to hear the words of truth and wisdom through the videos. They also said why it is necessary or significant in our lives to know this. The inquiry is why it is significant or necessary to know all this in our lives. It's a legitimate question. It's a logical question. It's a legitimate question and a logical question. And I appreciate and I like when there is communication. So we would look into this inquiry through different ways. Again, as you remember, and I tell you that when I speak the words of truth and wisdom, I need your focus intact. Where there is no thought in your mind, or a thought would rise and a thought would subside, but your focus would remain intact. You wouldn't go with the thought. That's what focus is. So a few days back, I ran into an old friend, or more like an acquaintance, and they were very happy to see me, and of course likewise. And we built a little bit of conversation with each other in this time. We didn't have much time, but we built a little bit of conversation, and they know that yoga and meditation is not something that I do, but yoga and meditation is my life, or in other way, it's a lifestyle for me. And they said that they have been, of course, looking and reading into it quite a bit and trying to gather information and knowledge, because they are seeking the personal liberty and the personal wisdom, and they probably may watch this video too now. So they have been following it. They asked me that in spiritual circles or in spirituality, specifically in yoga and meditation, there is a name which comes up very often, and the name is Shiva. So pay attention to what I'm saying to you. I'm mentioning it for a reason. It is connected to the inquiry another person made, that why all this information is necessary. You see, so pay attention to this event I'm mentioning, that I ran into somebody, we had a conversation, they asked in the conversation that what is or who is Lord Shiva, or who was him? They asked me. So it's numerous thousand years back. There is something happened numerous thousand years back in ancient India, and there is no concrete answer to who was Shiva. There are different perspectives, and there are different, but if you look into it and if you focus in history in that particular moment in time, you will realize that you cannot come up with a certain definition of this person. You understand what I'm saying? So what you know as Shiva or Siva, the Devangari, the Sach Devangari, the lit one, the lit one from within. Siva, the lit from within. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you following me? No? We'll explain that for you. Siva cannot be explained in words. That's why I'm saying to you. The person you know as Shiva or Siva, the lit one, the Sach Devangari cannot be explained in words. You can just look around it. You cannot understand him. So, to answer, I told this person, this was all my response, and I also further said that Siva was pure consciousness in human form. Maybe he may have pure consciousness. Pure consciousness may have taken the human form. So you cannot grasp Shiva through a thinking mind or some ordinary attaching some ordinary title to him. He was also, his focus was tremendous and unshakable. You could not shake his focus. So he was a rishi, basically. So he always looked inwards in a tremendous amount of focus, and he was a spectator, he was an observer. His focus was tremendous, unshakable. And the focus was inwards, and he was making observations. He was making observation, and he was aligning his body based on the information. That's why you see or you read AdiYogi. AdiYogi means the first yogi. He's the first yogi on the planet Earth. The planet Earth has known and seen Shiva or Siva, the lit one, the lit from within. You understand? So it's not possible for you to understand Siva through a thinking mind. If you need to understand Siva, you need to look what he explained. He was the first yogi, he was the AdiYogi, he came up with observations. So knowing all this, I told this person who asked me this question, I told this person, I said, knowing all this is a good thing, all this information, but you need to look, but knowing what he was, still all these words are not enough. But however, since you know these words, the little information about this particular person, that you know as Shiva, the knowing of him cannot change anything in your life. If you just know about that, or you write about him, or you idealize him, you write about him, or you idealize him, or you worship him, it does not make any difference in your life. You need to look at his observations, and you need to see how true or untrue are they. Are they practical? Are they going to work for you? And then you would evolve. You have to make his observations your living experience, then you would be liberated. But just not talking about. That's the gist of this message. You see, a lot of conversation, debates, a lot of retweets and the videos have been done. Time to make it a living. It's time to make it a living or practical experience. It's important. Anyway, looks like my broadband is acting a little. Anyway, we'll carry on with the message. Okay, so I answered all this to this person who inquired about Siva. And then Siva had no fear in him. He literally had no fear, no negative traits in him, no guilt, no tension, no anxiety, no depression. None of that was the part of it. He was crystal clear awareness. So I told all this that person, I said, make his observations your living experience. Then you would be liberated. Just talking about Siva is not enough. So that all, now you understand why I mentioned this event. Now you understand. Now you understand. Now you understand why I mentioned this event. Because knowing of something, knowing of wisdom and knowing of truth is not enough. To the person who inquired that we like the words of truth and wisdom. Of course you like, because it's common sense. It's already within you. That's why you like. You don't even know why you like it, but I know why you like it. You like it because it's already in you. That's why you like it, and that's why you love it. It's already in you. It is given to you. But the reason you cannot see that way, because you are cluttered. It is significant, not only understanding or listening to the words of wisdom and truth, but looking at your own experience and see if you can adopt it, if it makes any sense. That's why it is important. Now, the second part is why it is important.